Hi, my name is Dana Valentina Castellanos Merchan, and today I'm going to explain my homework, my presentation, okay? So the first one, this course is focused on development and English teachers. It will be to understand the cognitive, social, and cultural process that influence language learning, okay? And this not reflect when we learn to development effect to translate to teach English, for example. And what more? Create inclusive and respectful learning environment, integrate in technologies and recourse, promote intercultural communication and language competence. This course provides us of solid foundation to decide in plain effective teaching methods. Okay, case theories of foreign with language acquisition, for example, the Harriman, a sociocultural and Christ model. Current trends in language acquisition, we have 4 topics, for example, multilinguals, translinguals, neurocognitive approach, data analysis, and artificial intelligence. Cognitive factor in language acquisition. The first one is memory. Foreign language involves a complex interpretation and cognitive process, especially in relation to memory. Short-term memory and working in memory play a fundamental role in the acquisition and retention of the vocabulary and sentence compression too. Attention, perception, and strength to reveal a key cognitive process involved in language learning. And the second one is information process. Information is a sensory stimuli and is processed by selective attention, interpret and is coded to short-term memory, and then story is long-term memory. The information is processed and integrated into working memory, and the problem solving, this decision that we make, and finally we express the language to production. Social and emotional influence. Okay, so we have three topics, for example, social factor and emotional factor. The social factor, social interactional for pronunciation practice, idiom learn, and the feedback will motivation may maintain interest and commitment to learning. And the second one, that is emotional factor, is interaction and still on affective filter influence to learn motivation, confidence, and performance. A relaxed and support learning environment along with constructive like feedback and motivation activities too. And the last one is contextual and cultural factor. We have contextual factor, that is when we learn environment and is crucial and relaxes and supports motivation and more participation with recurse social in everything like interaction. And the next one is cultural influence to motivation again, because it's different when we try to shift the communication and challenge too. So we incorporate the cultural into curriculum for its cultural sensibility and empathy too. Integration of the theory with the practice. We talk about cultural essential for a language understand, that we use authentic cultural material and recourse to in virtual class. That is important because this topic is that what I mean. And I'm going to explain my problem now, and is in what is the context. It's in a virtual educational environment when students interacted through digital platforms, and they create this motivation and in the language class. And we have been observed this reflects in the class attention and reduction the quality of assignments and lack of the interest in the pro's activities. What detail we can see in this problem, for example, is when students operate disconnect and disinterest during the virtual class, and later participation in debate and discussion is really limited. And another one is when students don't complete the assignments or the homework that they need to do or activities, for example. And the last one is the feedback and social support between a student and this is scary because they don't want to participate or something like that. Thank you so much for your attention.
Hi, I'm Juliet. Current trend in language acquisition. Neurocognitives, artificial intelligence, data analytics, and multilanguage and translanguage languaging. Cognitive factor in language acquisition. Yes. Information is processed and integrated in working memory, then problem solving and decision making, and finally explicit to language production. Understanding how information is processed in foreign language learning can help develop effective strategies to improving in acquisition and retention of language knowledge, facilitating effective and efficient foreign language learning. Contextual and cultural factors. Contextual factors. The learning environment is crucial as are releases and supportive climate for this motivation and participation, while access to adequate resource and social interaction and enhance practice and feedback. Cultural factor. Cultural influence, motivation, attitude, and learning style. And cultural difference can lead to misunderstanding and communication challenge. Incorporating culture into the curriculum, fostering cultural sensitive and empathy, and providing opportunities for interaction with native speakers can help overcome this challenge.
Hello, my name is Daniela Estefania Alvarado Benitez. I will speak what is about this course focus on our development as English teacher as will allow you to understand the cognitive, social and cultural process that influences language learning. This concept is reflected when we learn to develop effective strategies to teach English, understand the next and difficulty for our student, create an inclusive and respectful learning environment, interrogative innovate the technologies and resources, promote intercultural communication and linguistic competence. This course provides whose with a solid foundation to designate and in development effective teaching and methods improve our teaching skills and enhance our students learning. Key theories on foreign language acquisition, behaviorisms, enhancing social cultural theory, currency monitor and model. Social and emotional influences. When social factor, social interaction allows for pronunciation practice, idiom learning and feedbacks, while motivation maintains interesting and cognitive to learning. Two emotional factors, interaction, anxiety, and affective filters influencing learning, motivation, confidence, performance, and relax and supportive learning environment allowed with constructive feedback and motivation activities can mitigate the negative effects and exit and enhance language acquisition. Contextual and cultural factor. Contextual factor, the learning environment is crucial as relaxed and supervised climate foster motivation and participation will access to adequate resources and social interacting needs and feedbacks. To culture factors, culture influence motivation attitudes and learning styles, and culture difference can lead to misunderstanding and communication challenge. Incorporating culture into the curriculum, fostering cultural sensitive and empathy, and providing opportunities for interaction with native speaker can help overcome these challenges. Theory with practice, intention and motivation are key in language learning and virtual class. Interaction between student and teacher fosters motivation and active participation. Annexing and confident also play crucial role. Constructive feedbacks, online social support reduce anxiety and increased confidence in language use. In addition, contextualization and culture are essential for deep language understanding and the use of authentic cultural materials of recurse in virtual class enriches culture and linguistic understanding. Thank you.